Hey, y'all might want to get to shooting because they like tearing it up over here.
Tracking the hip, baby. Here we go. Woo. Oh my God. What a freaking toad.
Better than 2, probably 2 1/4. I mean, if you ain't gonna shoot that, you may as well stay at the house. That's a good one. Come to the back. Alright, we up here this morning. It's nasty, damp. You can see the humidity in the air. It's cloudy. Rained last night. It's cold and damp. Just rough. You see the beards all matted up from the moisture. Doing a little bow hunting. Gonna take out another doe or two before we end it this year. Get on these fish. We about ready to. About burned out on this. Got the old bow up here. Doing it to it. We're gonna see what happens. Look right there. She ain't 40 yards right yonder. Doing a little bow hunting this morning and we just schwacked one. Quick kill. Sent the arrow right on down there. Down the pipe. Magnus Stinger broadhead. Right through the lungs. Double lung shot. Saw a deer go down. So ain't gonna be much tracking job on this one. We're gonna go check her out. Look like some tender loins. There's our arrow. I didn't get her running on film, but that's always a good sight. Blood all the way down the shaft of the arrow. See the Magnus Stinger. That one probably get cleaned up, sharpened, and be good for another deer right there. Maxima Carbon Express red arrows. Got the 3-degree helical fletching that I put on these arrows. See if we can find a little blood. I think I seen her go down up here, so seen her cross this ditch. You know, I always look for blood. There's a little bit of blood right there on those leaves, but I also always look for these hard tracks, what I call them, like that right there, where animals getting after it when they leave. So you can see blood right there, and you can see right here went the opening on up right there. Good blood right here. On up, you can see blood on it pumping out good right there. I always like to follow my blood trail, even if I see an animal go down. You know, that gives you a little more practice and helps you understand what a animal does when you shoot it, how it runs and all. Y'all can see right here. I mean, that's just plenty enough blood on this trail to track. Just pouring out that Magnet Stinger, 100 grain broadhead. She come right up through here. Y'all can see right there. There she is laying right up there. Seen her go down. Good, clean, quick kill. Still waiting on Danielle and Josh to finish hunting, so I think I'm gonna gut her real quick. Get her ready to get to the four-wheeler. Got to go across a big creek with her, so. All right, guys, I know what some of you's thinking. That was a small doe, and y'all exactly right. That was a small doe, but she's legal. I'm gonna give you 2 reasons that I shot that doe. One, she's gonna eat better than any other deer in the woods. 2, we're trying to drop the doe numbers a little bit and take out a few of these doe, because on our lease we killed 25 bucks this year and we only killed 12 doe. And I like to see our bunch kill as many doe as we do buck. If not, what happens, you'll have a ton of doe and the buck activity, the movement won't be real good. Now, I know there's some disputes on that, and there's going to be people say, well, we don't never shoot does, we kill bucks every year and all that stuff. Well, I tell you what, let me know when you kill 25 real good bucks on your lease or approximately 3,000 acres, and then we'll talk about that. And when we want to take a few numbers out, it doesn't really matter if you shoot a young one or an old one. You hear it all, you know, and yeah, the best 2 does I think you can shoot is a young one that don't have little ones, or an older one that don't have little ones. So, you know, if you want breeder does, those mid-age does are really the prime ones to leave. So there's arguments all across the board. At the end of the day, we're meat hunters. That's what we do here at God's Country Hunting and Fishing. We hunt meat and we eat meat. 7 days in a cooler right there. 7 days in our cooler. I'm telling you, look how the hide's just coming off easy. The meat looks perfect. It's not all damp. Looks good. All right, guys, we're gonna cook up some of this little dough. Some backstrap. I'm gonna show y'all a recipe we've been working on. We've cooked it a few times already. It's turned out pretty good. Deer steak quesadillas. We got some backstrap. I'm gonna show y'all real quick something I'm gonna do to this backstrap. I'm gonna take this silver skin off of it. I'm gonna do this, get the backstrap sauteing real quick. We're gonna saute it kind of like medium rare, and then we'll slice it up into our little slivers that's gonna go in our quesadillas, and then I'll come back and show y'all our ingredients on our quesadillas. But real quick, I'm gonna show y'all how I take this silver skin off. Just take a good sharp knife. We're gonna cut this up anyways. Go down almost all the way through to that silver skin, and then fillet it like you filleting a fish. Just like that. Look at there. You talk about pretty. If there's a little bit you worried about on there, you can take just a little bit of that off, but there ain't much on there. Even frying and stuff like that, I might not even worry about this sometimes. But I'm gonna do this because these quesadillas, we want some good tender meat in there. And you know, some of them guys, they worry about shooting these, that doe is too little. You know what? That's the one that's gonna make a perfect dish like this. And if you're trying to thin out some doughs. That one don't have any little ones, so that's one that's okay to, as long as they're legal, they're okay to shoot to thin a herd out. But look at that, that's perfect. We'll do the same thing here. You don't have quite as much silver skin on this side. You can actually take this little bit here out. You could, or just kind of notch it and let it run down a little bit. We'll see what happens there in a second. Take that whole fillet off of there right there. Got a little bit left over here. Take what good meat we can get off of it. Save that. Take the rest of that little skin out of there. That's perfect. One more time, right there. Look at that. That's gonna be some good eating right there. Oh yeah. Let's just saute that up like that right there. So all we're gonna do here, we're gonna season this up. And this is the seasoning we're gonna be using. A lot of it, I'll show you everything here in a minute. We got that Fiesta brand. This is the Texas style steak seasoning. We use two different ones, Uncle Chris's. The Texas style is a redder, kind of like a Tony's or something like that. We're gonna season it up good with that Texas style. Like this one pretty good on some dishes. So we're gonna season it up good. All this is gonna get some more seasoning through our sauce that we're gonna mix up. I'm gonna show y'all how to mix this sauce up. It's gonna turn out pretty good too. Just gonna coat the back straps real good with that steak seasoning there. I'm gonna saute these in an iron skillet. There's enough on that board, I just rubbed that piece around. We're gonna get our skillet hot, put some butter in it, about half a stick. Throw these in there, cook them medium rare, and then we'll take them out and slice them. All right, about half a stick. Old butter knife right there.
Real butter.
Real butter. Danielle said always use real butter. Never margarine. All right, I'm gonna show you what you need. You can use beef now if you want, or chicken, but this is deer steak, wild game stuff here. We've got 1 bell pepper, 1 red onion, and about half a package of mushrooms. It's probably gonna be about 2 cups of mushrooms. It's just sliced up, kind of thin, where they'll lay in these quesadillas good. We got about 4 or 5 different kinds of cheese in here. We got cheddar, we got pepper jack, we got mozzarella, Swiss, we got a smoked mozzarella in here, a couple more cheeses that we just grated up. Use any kind of the 3 cheese mix, like the Mexican cheese, any of that'll work. It don't matter. This right here, we put a little milk in this so this will blend up. What this is mainly jalapenos. We just blended jalapenos, but I did put about, it's about 4 or 5 tablespoons of jalapenos and about half a teaspoon of red pepper flakes. That's gonna go in our cheese dip. We're gonna make a queso, show you how to make that. Of course, we got our flour tortillas there. You're gonna need some milk. Show you why. That's gonna go in the cheese dip. Just do it like this. That cheese dip, that's it right there. This is white American for the queso. White American or yellow American will melt. So when you're making your queso, just go to the deli, tell them you want white American cheese, milk, and your jalapenos. That's gonna be your queso. We got a red pepper always around. We'll tweak that a little bit if we need a little more heat. We got that steak seasoning. That's the Texas style Fiesta brand steak seasoning. We got a little garlic, mayonnaise, Chick-fil-A sauce. You can sub if you can't find the Chick-fil-A sauce. They pretty much got this everywhere now. This is Chick-fil-A sauce, Taco Bell, just some kind of taco seasoning. This is Taco Bell medium or mild sauce. We got some Worcestershire sauce, the Lea and Perrins, and we got black pepper. Our butter's good and hot. We're gonna sear these backstrap pieces in there real quick. You could cut this up and sear it, but it's gonna be real hard to come up with a medium rare if you do that. Probably about a minute and a half, 2 minutes on each side. Probably gonna be good on this right here. We're just sealing, kind of searing them edges, kind of seal that juice in this backstrap. Now remember, this is a young, tender doe, so you can do it with buck deer, whatever. We've done some deer ones. They turned out fine. We actually did it with huge steaks that we'd already run through our meat tenderizer. So if you got some steak that you got processed and had tenderized, just slice it up in strips, saute it, do the same thing. You can see on there, almost halfway cooked through right there, the way that's done. That little piece right there is ready. Be our test piece right there. Go ahead and get our vegetables to saute in.
Getting kind of smoky.
So here's where some more of our seasonings come in. We're going to add a little red pepper to this. Add the garlic powder. In here with our vegetables. Letting that meat just rest for a minute before we try to cut it up. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of that Texas seasoning in there. Texas steak seasoning. I'm going to use some more of this. I'll show y'all. Alright, let's see how this meat slices up. Look at that. That's gonna be so good. It's perfect right there. Now look, if you want your meat tough or whatever, you can cook it longer than this. You can make it. You can make it so tough you can't eat it. Do it well done, whatever. If that's a little too pink for you. If you grew up in the city or whatever, that's fine. But hey, we could just cook backstrap like that right there. Look at that. That's perfect. That's good. I want a camera person to try that. Get thumbs up. Oh yeah, she's happy. She's happy. Oakley probably ain't getting none of this. Look at that right there, that's perfect. Anybody says you shouldn't be shooting little does, something's wrong with them. That's all I can tell you. That's fine. Alright, our vegetables about done. We're gonna cook them just another minute or two, and we're gonna throw that meat back in here, kind of mix it all in. And then we'll be ready to put that on our quesadillas. Kind of sad to do this, but we're going to go back in with it just a second. She's stealing them. Alright, we're going to kill that fire. Just stir all that up. Move him off that heat right there, let that cool down. That's ready. Alright, we're gonna make the queso. There's nothing in this pan here, in this pot. Got our white cheese going in. That's 1 pound. And you can cut it up a little bit, break it up, whatever you want to do to help it kind of melt quicker, maybe, but it's gonna all melt down in there. We're gonna, jalapenos there, we're gonna put about half of them in there to start off with and just see how that goes. We'll probably end up adding all that. We're gonna add a little bit of milk. I don't really know how much yet. We'll put it in there, let it go to cooking. Once it goes to cooking, we'll just kind of see what consistency you want. It don't have to be super thin, but it don't need to be real thick neither. So we'll start cooking it, see how it turns out. Very few of our dishes are ever measured with anything, so y'all just gonna have to bear with us. I'm gonna give you the basis of what we put in there. How much of each you put in there is kind of up to you. You know, you might want yours more spicy than mine. You can't take it out once you put it in there, so I want to mix this up, kind of see how it turns out, get it tasting right, and if it ain't hot enough, then we'll add some more. But normally we just do it like that, put a few tablespoons of jalapenos in there. Sometimes we'll do 1 pound of cheese, sometimes we'll do 2. You put sausage in this, man, it makes some fine. Just put some of that good old wild pork patty sausage in there and go to town. That's supper right there. All right, there again, I'm not gonna measure this. This is gonna be the sauce that we'll put on the inside of the quesadilla before we ever put anything. Start out with mayonnaise. And y'all can see we're probably putting half a cup in there. It don't take a ton of it. We're gonna put about that same amount of Chick-fil-A sauce. About that same amount. And we're gonna put a good bit of this taco sauce seasoning. There again, I'm not measuring it. It's just kind of hard to mess this up. Once you get them 3 right there together, and a little shot of Worcestershire in there, got the Lea and Perrins, already shook it up. Probably 2 or 3 tablespoons of that in there. And we'll go ahead, I'm gonna add some black pepper. That's the only thing I'm putting the black pepper in. We'll add a little black pepper to it just to give it a little kick. And we're gonna go back with a little bit of this seasoning, but we've put it on everything already, so we're not gonna put a ton of it in there. We're gonna stir it up, and we're gonna taste test it, you know. We're gonna just taste that until it gets right, and that's what we're gonna roll with. You kinda don't want it real thin either, so you want it a little bit thick. That way you can just kinda coat them flour tortillas with it before you add everything else. It's pretty similar to like what Taco Bell or some of them do. I'm gonna give her an old taste test. All right, I'm gonna put some more spice to it. We want a little more kick in it than that. Like I said, you can't ever take it out. You can always add more. A little more black pepper. I'm also going to put a little bit more taco seasoning. We'll put it all in there. Be all right. Got a feeling that's going to be a little bit better there. Get it all in my beard. It'll be all right. That's perfect right there. That's just right. Oh, that's looking good right there. You do not want to cook it on high. You want to turn it down pretty low and just let it slowly melt to get your queso so it don't stick in these little pots. All right, now the magic's about to happen. Got Danielle's griddle here. You can do these on a Blackstone. I didn't want to dirty up too much tonight. So we're gonna turn this thing on about 325 and get this griddle. I don't want to do them super fast, but we'll get this butter and coat this. This is a non-stick one anyways. We're just gonna coat it good with that butter. We'll go ahead and take our sauce. Just put you a little bit of that sauce on there and just kind of do it around like you would a pizza dough or something. Spread it around on there good. No, I didn't ever work at Taco Bell. Alright, now we want to put a layer of cheese. Go with a little bit of cheese, kind of so that cheese will stick to that sauce a little bit. Cheese on there. Go ahead and get this other one ready too. Then you're gonna have to get out of the deer steak. She just keeps sticking them fingers back in the skillet over there for some reason. Must be fitting. Go ahead and put our cheese on that one a little bit. Make a little bit of a mess. Make it look like we're doing something. Alright, like it. Now we're gonna put that on there. Oh yeah. What looks good? About like so. And what I like to do on these, makes it easier to fold if you kind of do it to one side there, like that. And these things are so big, tell you what, if you eat 2 of them, you've done something. What we'll do, we're just gonna come in here, put a little bit more of that cheese right there on that top of that meat, and kind of around the edge where that'll kind of melt and seal a little bit around that edge. Get right there. Oh yeah. Fold that dude over like that right there. All right, we're gonna flip them. I'm gonna put a little butter right there first. Make a little bit of a mess. Be all right. Flip that one right over into that butter. Yeah, look at that, that's perfect. Slide this one back just a second. Add a little bit more of that butter right there. Perfect. We're adding a little bit more milk. This queso was a little thick, so we're gonna thin it down a little bit with some milk. Some people use water. That's fine, you know, if you don't want the milk in it, lactose intolerant. But I don't think you're gonna be eating cheese if you're that lactose intolerant. So.
Dr. Bradley.
Yeah. Just so y'all know. Perfect. Now what I like to do is cut these up. So come in here, cut that right across there. Look at there. Cut that up. Look at that. Some kind of good right there. We got our queso right there. You drizzle that on there, whatever you want to do on that. I'm gonna drizzle a little bit on there. I'm gonna test one of them dudes out, see how they turned out. You ain't getting no better than that. I don't care. You can go to a Mexican restaurant, we go to them. I'm sorry, but you ain't getting no better than that. Look at that. Look at that meat in there.
I'm gonna get it all in my beard. I know I am. My goodness, that's good. I'm gonna have to see if Danielle gives the approval on that. That's fine. Look, we're gonna eat supper. Y'all gotta try this out. Best quesadillas you ever ate. I know it's fixing to fall right in my mouth. Y'all be sure to like, share the videos. That's where we spread the news about the channel, get it out there to other people. Subscribe if you hadn't already. That's gonna be it for this one. God's Country Hunting and Fishing, keeping it real.